Hey, Alex Buick here, founder of HustleHub, the place where ambition meets wisdom to create outstanding results in entrepreneurship. HustleHub is a video mentoring platform which connects entrepreneurs to the best mentors in the world, no matter what your budget, and also provides you with online resources and tools for your entire business journey. Now, today I'm joined by one of HustleHub's top mentors. He's known as the most sought-after business coach and trainer for entrepreneurs and business owners. He's a multi-award winning investor, mentor, incubator, educator and author. He developed and sold several profitable companies and has also built a multi-million pound property investment business. He's well known for helping entrepreneurs achieve rapid growth. He's a highly sought after speaker who's also shared the stage with some of the world's top business names, including Robert Kiyosaki, Les Brown, Duncan Bannatyne, and James Caan. So it's a great pleasure to introduce Mac Attram.
Awesome. Thank you very much for inviting me here, Alex. Real great pleasure.
Thanks, Mac. Pleasure to have you. So, Mac, firstly, please could you tell us a bit about where you started on your entrepreneurial journey and what motivated you?
Wow, good question. Where did I start on my entrepreneurial journey? What motivated me? After I graduated and I was taken on by one of the UK's largest corporations, FTSE 100 company, and I spent 7 years with them. Altogether, I worked for about 10 years for corporations, and after 7 years with that particular company, various promotions, I thought, oh, I'm yearning for something else. Must be something else. I'm not enjoying this anymore. So I went to another company. I survived it for 2 years. And then again, I thought, must be something more. And I didn't want a promotion there. So I joined another company, bigger car, bigger bonuses, all that kind of stuff. And I lasted 1 year. And after that 1 year, I thought, no, it must be me. So I just wanted to take my destiny into my own hands, as it were. And so I set up my first company, my first full-time company. It was a computer company, helping small businesses with their computer systems, and also part of that was internet-based stuff. And I thought, because I graduated with a master's degree in business administration, I felt I knew business. And what I came to realize very shortly was there's a big difference between academic success and entrepreneurial success. And I went through the hardship of learning the hard way, a lot of trial and error, making a lot of mistakes. And so that's where I first started. Grew a team to about 12 people, and then various problems started rearing its ugly heads, as it were.
Fantastic. Well, it sounds like I'm following a similar path to you, Matt, because I tend to get itchy and I tend to switch around in my job and move around every so often. And also, similarly to you, I studied business studies at university and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I learned a lot of theory, but I learned about businesses, but I didn't really learn about how to actually make them work in real life.
I understand exactly what you mean.
Great. Okay, so the next question, Mac, is what was the biggest obstacle that you've had to overcome in business?
What was the biggest obstacle that I've had to overcome in business? I think the biggest obstacle for me was my first business almost failing. And what had happened was I was building this business and this IT business, and I came across two people who said they wanted to really help me grow the business. And one of them, well, they knew each other. One was going to assume the position of sales and marketing, take care of the sales and marketing. And then the other guy was going to take care of the operations. And our operations was very much computer related, computer networking, hardware, software, that kind of stuff. A couple of years went by and things seemed to be going the right way. And then all of a sudden, I think they lost interest. And one of them disappeared. I said, I don't want to do it anymore. And I'm not interested in this anymore. And guess what? He was a sales and marketing person. So all of a sudden, he doesn't want to do it anymore. He's in charge of sales and marketing. And I'm thinking, what's going to happen? So I assumed that role. because at that time, because we had operations taken care of, sales and marketing taken care of, I was very much administrative and finance and making sure everything was ticking over very, very nicely as CEO. So he's not doing it anymore. I jump into that role, making sure we have cash flow, because without sales and marketing, you've got no cash flow, you're not going to be in business very long. And then after a little while, the operations guy who's responsible for all the operations, he just suddenly disappeared. No conversations, no, I didn't even see it come. One day I went to the office, we had a big store in North London, and I live in West London. That whole journey is about an hour and a half. It's a terrible journey. But one day I turn up and he's not there, and he's totally disappeared. I'm phoning him, no answer. I go to his house and he's totally disappeared. Now I'm in a situation where I've got no sales and marketing person. This operations is a mess, and I end up working some ridiculously long hours, 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week, trying to make the business work. So one of the biggest lesson was for me was about people. Who you get in bed with, who you get into partnership with will either make your business or break your business. And so I spend a lot of time really understanding people before I even get involved with them anymore.
Okay, so the next question, Mac, is what's unique about what you teach and your style of coaching?
Awesome, great question. Thanks, Alex. What is great about what I teach? I think for me it's, how can I put it? Because of the things I've been through, all the mistakes that I've made, my courses, my training programs I make them very experiential. In other words, you don't come along and hear a lecture. You come along and yes, you'll make notes, but guess what? I will put you into scenarios. I'll put you into experiential games. And that's something that's very unique. And people who come to our programs versus other business programs say, well, this is amazing because now I know about my leadership abilities. I know about how to interact with people. I know about real life sales, how to sell because of the scenarios you put together. And so that makes us very, very different. And I learned that from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, from Robert Kiyosaki himself. Because one of the things he taught was that because he studied this from someone called Edgar Dale. And Edgar Dale was from the Arizona State University. And what he realized that, yes, often when we go, more than often when we go to school, how do we learn? We learn by reading, writing, listening, and saying yes to the teacher or no to the teacher, whatever it is. And that's a very passive way of learning. And some workshops and seminars, yes, you're listening, writing, maybe you'll get your questions answered. But he said a more active way of learning is to actually put people into simulations, role-playing, and actually giving them the real thing. Do the real thing, because when you do the real thing, I'm sure you know this, Alex, you actually learn very quick. And so that's what makes us different in terms of our teaching style.
Absolutely. Well, that's great, Matt. Yeah, I completely agree. It's all about taking action and putting things into practice. Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Thank you.
What is the biggest mistake that you see entrepreneurs making today?
What's the biggest mistake? Often, one of the biggest mistakes often business owners make, especially when I'm interacting with them and asking them questions, is they have a great idea. Sometimes they have a very great idea, but guess what? There is no marketplace for that great idea. So, when they present their idea or their pitch and they're telling me about this, I'll say, okay, so who's going to pay for this? Well, everybody needs it. Well, let me tell you, not everybody needs it. And so I spend quite a bit of time really getting them to understand that they have to find a pocket of people who will readily pay for this. And if there is no market, I'll say to them, look, you are wasting your time because there is no market for this. And if you don't believe me, go and do the research and you'll see. And so often they have to go back, revise the product or service, or get it tailor-made to the potential marketplace. And by doing market research, they can identify what that is or who those group of people are.
Excellent. Yeah, I think that's a really great point, Matt, because A lot of people kind of go full steam ahead, they haven't done their research, and they're just kind of hoping, and that's a dangerous way to play it in business.
Absolutely, absolutely, very dangerous.
Okay, Max, so the next question I've got for you is, if you'd known what you now know when you were starting out in business, what would be your top tip for entrepreneurs?
Knowing what I know now, what would be the top tip for entrepreneurs? Let me say from my experience. My experience was I was working for these corporate companies, and at the time, so this is back in 1999 was my last employment when I started my first business, and I jumped onto the bandwagon of internet and computing because I thought it's a growing area, a growing industry, and that's the future, that's the trend, that's the way things are going to go. I really felt that I did a little bit of market research on that. But in hindsight, guess what? It wasn't an area I was passionate in. And so what I've realized now is this. As an entrepreneur, it's easier, far easier, if you get involved in a business that you have some passion in. Because guess what? At certain times, there will be some challenges. There will be some obstacles. And those people who are passionate about the particular product or the particular service, they'll keep going because they know that it makes a difference to a certain group of people. If you have no passion in it, suddenly you don't see the point. Maybe there is no purpose behind it. And so now it becomes a hard struggle to make everything work. So I say to people, and there's different schools of thoughts on this, but I say, yes, you can get involved in any business, that's fine. But guess what? The one that you have most passion in will be the one that prolongs and lasts, and you drive because you are passionate about it.
Yeah, that's a great point, Mac. I completely agree. And I mean, you get started and you run a business, but if the passion isn't there, then when the times get hard, you haven't got that motivation to pull you through. But if it's something you're passionate about, you completely agree with it, then you're going to have that drive just to keep going full steam ahead, even when it seems like there isn't any light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely. You'll always find a way. Always find a way because you know it's something you want to do.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you, Max. So,
you're welcome.
Finally, what are 3 actionable steps that entrepreneurs can begin taking today to increase their effectiveness in business?
Whoa, only 3? Okay. Thank you. Only 3. So if I could come up with 3, one of the key things, let me leave you with those 3 now. Often what I say to business owners, our trainings, or when I'm coaching them, is that when it comes to business, you can learn. I say go out and learn the strategies and the various techniques specifically in an area of business that you want to improve in. So if there's an area that's not working, go and learn. So I call that business development. So learn the business development side to grow your business. That's number 1. If you can't figure it out yourself, someone already has the answer. Go and seek that advice. The other side is this, which I find much more important, is this, what I call personal development. In other words, what I say to people is, to business owners, is your business can only grow to the extent that you grow. So if you have a certain mindset, and that mindset is limiting you or holding you back, guess what? It's holding your business back as well. So grow yourself personally. So whether it's reading books or going to seminars or going to workshops, go and learn how to grow yourself, grow your mindset. And we teach something called Little Voice and self-concept coaching, which is all about mindset, which is all about personal development. You grow yourself personally, and your business will substantially grow as well. The third area, Alex, is accountability. Now, as business owners, often we are left to our own devices, and usually there is not much accountability. But if accountability is built in and you get someone to hold you accountable, ideally a coach, a mentor, an advisor, guess what? You start seeing better results in your business because now someone's looking over your shoulder. Are you doing the right thing? And if it's a strong person holding you accountable, you will grow exponentially. this is my experience. So I'm going to leave you with those three things: personal development, business development. Go and learn those things and have accountability through a coach or a mentor.
It's been a great pleasure. So thank you very much for sharing your wisdom and giving us an insight into your coaching style.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Now, I'm sure you've gained a great deal of value from this interview with Mac Attram, and if you'd like to find out more about Mac and how you can work with him, visit HustleHubMentoring.com. Thank you.